Hello and welcome to Coffee with the Angels. Today is Thursday, February 22nd, 2018. So there's a lot of twos in the date today, and it is also a number 8 day. So put them together, we have infinite cooperation. Okay, yeah, it's probably not going to work that way. But anyway, I hope you are having a fantastic day. And it's a little later than normal for me to be posting this. I've had a little bit of stuff going on this morning. It's been quite an interesting day. So before I get started too far into doing the reading, I wanted to share a little bit, and this is also posted in the blog. So what has been something that's really interesting for me has been, I realized yesterday some subconscious beliefs that I just hadn't even considered, something I had been dealing with all my life, and it clicked yesterday what it was. And so today's topic is truth and honesty. And so this is really a extension from what I gained a deeper understanding of yesterday. So I had lunch with a friend and talking about, well, do I need to update my website? What do I need to do? You know, all these different things are coming up, and I could feel all of this stuff just right up here. And I'm like, this is not what I wanted to bring to this lunch. But that's kind of what I did. I was trying to calm, and this friend is a great healer. I'm really, really blessed to have such good people in my life. But he pointed out, he goes, "You're comparing yourself." I went, "Yes, I am." I kind of knew it, but I needed somebody to point it out to me. We all need someone to be able to point out to us when we are stuck in our stuff. Even if we know it, sometimes we still need somebody to point it out and say, "Hey, that's what you're doing. Okay, you can do better than this. You know how to do this. Come on, we can, you're just doing that." I need that sometimes, and I think we all probably do. So I came home then and watched Andrew Martin's video about post-eclipse, unclench, exhale, and trust. And the link to that video, to Andrew Martin's video, is also in my blog. So where that's typed out, there's a link because it's phenomenal. He did a fabulous job. I mean, because I had been feeling probably since about mid-December in this state of suspension. It's like forward is the only way to go. I have to take that step forward, and I can't go too fast. It's like they're keeping me in this calibrated state of just breathe, just wait, take the steps as you're given, just breathe. Okay, that's what I've been doing. And it's been really, really rough. And the next thing I know, it feels like everything's starting to open up, and then I hit this wall. I hit this wall, and I hit this wall, I hit this wall. I'm like, okay. So one of the first things Andrew starts talking about is meeting the immovable. And I went, oh my God, that's so what happened. And it's just, seriously, if you have been feeling in a state of suspension, if you've been feeling like you've been run up against walls, anything in that vicinity, go watch Andrew's video and just see what you can take away from that, because he does a great, great job of explaining some of what's going on, or at least calling more awareness to it. And I personally love his perspective on it. It was really helpful for me, and I bet you can find some benefit in it too. But this is exactly what happened. The wall I was coming up against, the immovable that I was coming up against, was the subconscious beliefs. So that suspended state was really doing a bunch of things for me. It was allowing the beliefs to kind of surface, because I really needed that time and the gentleness of that space for them to kind of float up. And also, some of the ideas that I've had have shifted and changed and gained maturity. If you really look back over the Coffee with the Angels, it's really only been going for let's see, I started writing towards the end of November, but things really didn't get posted and really put out here until after the first of the year. So it's really only been a few weeks. But this is now beginning to gain some more clarity and more ways that I can get snippets out of inspiration and benefit to people. And so there's like this, all this stuff is coming up because Coffee with the Angels is really all about being able to share with you wisdom of the angels that can help you benefit your life. And that's really the nuts and bolts of it. But something that Andrew, so I'm going back to my notes here, part of what is actually written on the blog. What Andrew said was, the truth is always simple. And he was so right about that. The truth is always simple. So once I really allowed myself to come into a space of being completely honest and going, the truth really is simple. So if it's so simple, what is the truth? What's going on here? What is this wall I keep running into? And so then I had to be honest with myself. What was my fear? I had a fear of how I appear. I had a fear, and I've lived with this for as long as I can remember, and it's been very quiet and it's been in the background, but it has shown up in my behavior over and over and over and over again. I mean, to the point of, as a teenager, I would not go to the grocery store. I would not leave the house unless my hair was done, my makeup was done, and I had my coolest clothes on, which really weren't all that cool. They really weren't. But even now, so I mean, you can see me. I don't wear makeup now. I am a bit, have been like, my hair is cooperating a bit more today. But I have had this fear of how I appear. Oh my God, what are people going to think? And my brain is going, who cares what people think? Does it really matter? And so my brain, the working part of me, is going, no, it really doesn't matter. Meanwhile, everything inside of me is going, yeah, it matters. It does. It mattered to me. And there's an element that it still does. I want people to like me, but if you don't, you don't. If you resonate with me, that's great. But if you don't, you don't. I have had to get over a whole bunch of it. And so what I found for me was that this issue was not on the core level and not on the soul level. This issue was in the genetics and my history. So that really had to do mostly with my parents, my grandparents, and my ancestors. So I had one of my grandmothers, master of illusion, complete master of illusion. She did a great job of appearing to be a particular way. And there was truth in that. She worked really hard. She had a business, and she built a business. And between her and my grandfather, they built this house, and they built a life for themselves. Now, were they truly happy? No, I wouldn't say that they were. They had an agreement, like most people of the time did. So that's another issue. But then on the other hand, I have my mother, who has always seemed to have this disdain for the prim proper kind of appearance, is how she would put it. So it's like those who always have to have their nails done, you have to have your hair just right, you have to this, you have to that. My mom would always judge that kind of thing. And so I'm like, but that's how I was. I had to like be this. I had to be happy with how I looked. Now, I've not been one to paint my nails consistently, very little in my life, but that's a minor detail, the concept of needing to be in a certain way. So that has been eye-opening for me, quite eye-opening. And, I'm leaving it all here. I've had that issue. I have really done a whole lot of work on it, and I feel fantastic today. I really do. I feel a sense of well-being. I feel a sense of freedom. And yes, this video is probably going to be a little longer than normal. So we are going to get on with the reading, and I will attempt to keep this a little bit shorter on the other end of the reading. So the reading of the angels today is about truth and honesty. And just tuning in here. Okay. So truth and honesty. The angels say, Andrew was correct. The truth is always simple. That is unequal to being easy. Truth can be a challenge for humans because you've been taught it is hard and that it hurts. This has separated you from others, yourself, and source. Truth just is. Truth is freeing. When you recognize a truth within yourself, you become free. All the falseness and illusion fall away. Honesty is about expressing truth. Take any and all brutality out of honesty, for that darkens its brilliance. Again, honesty is never brutal. Only people have used it as a weapon. This is inappropriate. Honesty is about expressing truth without judgment or emotional charge. Ask to see the truth in yourself. Be aware. When you ask to see the truth of others, you will get it, and it is likely to be unpleasant. When you seek the truth of yourself first, it is better. When seeing the truth of another and it is hurtful, remember it has nothing to do with truth itself. What causes the pain or discomfort is your expectations and mental scenarios that may be false. Your expectations and mental scenarios may be based upon agreements, conscious or unconscious. Agreements are unequal to truth. Honesty is vital to healthy agreements. What we want you to understand most is the importance of self-truth. Recognizing, honoring the truth of yourself. To reveal the truth of sacred self, you must go well beyond the surface layers. Be fully honest with yourself. Do so with kindness and curiosity. This is how you can travel through layers quickly. Honesty is required to express sacred self. Notice how you feel. Is that true? You know deep within yourself when you are avoiding your truth. You feel it. It feels dense, anxious, and exposed, vulnerable. You only feel danger because you judge your truth. You were taught to do so. Unlearn all the falseness. Learn to connect with your truth and the truth of Source. You will quickly discover the joy within, and the freedom and self-trust. And that is the end of the angel reading. So this really, really is a huge factor that we see on Earth. This is something I've experienced myself and still do, and I'm still working through a whole bunch of stuff. And the more I do things, the more aware I become, the quieter some of these things get, which means I have to really pay attention and listen to how I feel. As an empath, I feel first. So if I'm busy thinking about it, oh no, I don't care about that. Ah, who cares? Anytime I do that, that's an indication there's something I care about. It's an avoidance of how I really, truly feel. So for people who think first, you might be able to work that way. But for me as an empath who feels first, I can't do that. I have to change how I feel first. There is no amount of thinking that changes that. It's just a reverse operation for me. It's just a reverse order. And I find that may be true for for more of us, yet what we hear out there in the healing world is the affirmations. Change your thoughts and your feelings will change. Well, there is truth there. However, if you run from feelings first, you have to pay attention to how you feel, because you feel first and you think second. So if you are someone who feels first and you think second, pay attention to your feelings, because it matters. And that is the information you need to be able to be truthful and honest with yourself. That is where your honesty and truth really are. And those are the keys to your healing. So, that's it for me today. And I know that I have no idea how long we've been on, so it's probably longer than normal. But anyway, I really, really do encourage you to be honest with yourself, be honest with how you feel. And it's really okay. You are divinely supported. You always are. You have a divine team surrounding you, and you have connections that can support you, even when it's uncomfortable to be real and honest with yourself. You have support. So, just checking in. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. We're done. That's what I hear. Nope, we're done. Okay. I want to thank you very much for spending time with me today, and I hope that you will subscribe to the YouTube channel. And each Friday or Saturday, depends on how the day goes, there is a weekly digest that will be going out. I have to be careful not to box myself in and overcommit, because this is a growing and shifting and changing thing very quickly. And so just for any updates that you want to get for Coffee with the Angels, go to coffeewiththeangels.com and sign up. If you're on a mobile, you'll have to scroll to the bottom. If you're on a laptop or desktop, you'll be able to it'll be right there on the right hand side. And just sign up for the Coffee with the Angels list, and you'll get all the updates as they come out. Those updates only happen once a week, probably at the most. But to keep up with more daily things, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel actually is awakentheinnerlight.com, because I'm just using one thing. I'm streamlining everything. That's it. Coffeewiththeangels.com. I do have it goes to my website, Awaken the Inner Light, because that's what I was guided to do. So that's just what's made sense. And so I hope it makes sense to you as well. But you can always sign up for the updates through email, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can go to Facebook. If you go to Facebook and look up Awaken the Inner Light, or look up Awaken the Inner Light, you'll find me. Make sure that you either check in or click follow first, or follow then see first, because even pages I love have been getting lost, and so I'm having to go through and do this. I have avoided the see first thing. See first, and kind of having to do that now. So we'll see how that works out. But if you go and you like the Awaken the Inner Light page on Facebook, and you will get all the information that comes out in real time from Coffee with the Angels. So I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope that the content of this reading and this video have been helpful for you in some way. So I thank you very much. I am so thankful for you, for the divine team that I have, the angels that show up, and the guidance that's given, and everyone who watches and tunes in. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you very, very much. I appreciate all my clients and my teachers. I really feeling very filled with gratitude at the moment. Thank you. So have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.